Hello and welcome to the program, this edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, we begin in Bauchi State, where the government has launched the rehabilitation of the State Specialist Hospital with plans to complete the project by the end of 2025. The project includes the construction of additional structures and the procurement of modern hospital equipment designed to transform the facility into a specialized healthcare center. The State's Commissioner for Health, Dr. Sani Dambam, says this initiative is vital to improving secondary healthcare services.
One of the issues we discussed is about
part of the renovations include basically 4 main components, which is not limited to these 4 categories. The first one is the complete and total renovation of the main hospital complex, which will include wards, a consulting clinic, laboratories, theaters, delivery suites, ICU centers, investigation and imaging centers, side wards, side labs, common rooms, seminar rooms, and all that is required of a tertiary health facility, not only for routine clinical care, but also for training, research, and referral center. And of course, when this project is completed, the Bauchi State Specialist Hospital will be good to be converted to Bauchi State Teaching Hospital. And of course, the second part of the renovation is the provision of medical and advanced equipment, medical equipment, modern and advanced equipment, which will cover most of the specialized component of medical practice.
In its quest to address the shortage of manpower in its hospitals and primary healthcare centers, the Yobe state government has commenced the remodeling of its tertiary health institutions. The first beneficiary of such massive intervention is the Shehu Sule College of Nursing and Midwifery, located in Damaturu, the state capital, in which currently produces 300 nurses and midwives annually. The provost of the college, Hadiza Sabo, reveals that more facilities, including an information and communication technology center, have been constructed, while students' allowances have been upgraded by 100%.
The challenges of manpower in the Yobe state healthcare system have been a major concern since it was carved out of former Borno State in 1991. Several institutions were established a few years after the state's creation, such as the Shehu College of Nursing and Midwifery in Damaturu, the state capital. It has faced numerous challenges ranging from lack of infrastructure, dearth of academic staff, and accommodation, among other issues. Fast forward to the inception of the Buni administration. The institution has now been upgraded to college status and is wearing a new look, from the construction of a 200-bed female hostel, an information and communication technology center, blocks of classrooms, 1.6-kilometer road network, complete with drainage channels, as well as perimeter fencing, all recently done by the Buni government. The college, which trains students in rigorous practicals before they move to hospitals, also witnessed the furnishing of its lecture auditorium and construction of a new library complex, among other facilities. According to the provost of the college, scholarships have been granted, the allowances of the students have been increased, and government gives automatic employment to all graduates of the college.
When he came, the students were battling, collecting very few stipends, monthly stipends. There and then he reviewed it upward with 100%. The students are enjoying it, collecting it. And then those that are studying community midwifery, community nursing, they are not only receiving allowances, rather, they were placed on automatic employment while they are on training. So that immediately when they graduate, the primary health care will post them to the respective local government, particularly in their ward, where there is a PHC so that they can work under it. You know, we are at the stage of revamping the health sector, upgrading primary health care centers to secondary, some secondary to tertiary. So without a human resource, those facilities cannot be manned. So His Excellency is a visionary leader with future, construction, and producing those that they will man the constructed facilities across the 17 local government of Yobe State.
The special advisor to Governor May Malabuni on health matters, Musa Gamchu Tella, gives reasons for the interventions.
Just about a month, he was able to employ or give an employment to about 425 health workers. That is across nurses, lab technicians, community health nurses, community health midwife, and the rest of the mentioned. That is to show that with time, definitely we will mitigate the shortage of health professionals in the state.
Some students of the college appreciate the gesture of the state government.
Governor Memala Buni has did an incredible in our midst here in Shehusile College of Nursing Science, from upgrading of allowances to building hostels that would accommodate more students. Initially, we don't have enough accommodation that would accommodate the entire student, but with the implementation and investment of His Excellency in the infrastructure, especially in the accommodation, has impacted our life.
The college will soon commence degree programs in nursing as an affiliate of the Yobe State University, Damaturu.
More on healthcare delivery in Yobe State, as efforts to minimize the neonatal deaths have Save the Children International has donated equipment for the special care baby unit constructed by the Yobe State government. Handing over the equipment at the Damaturu Specialist Hospital, the health technical advisor for Save the Children, Dr. Abdurraouf Abdul Qadir, reveals that the move became necessary to give children the right to life.
One of our key mandates is to ensure all the children are given the opportunity to survive. As part of our three major breakthroughs, we want to give them the right to survive, the right to live, and also to support the state government as well. Like we mentioned previously, through the assessment we conducted, there were critical challenges, critical gaps. In fact, I can say the facility did not meet any standard at all. Did not meet any standard. And we presented this to the state government because our initial intention was to renovate the facility. But due to the level of degradation of the facility, we couldn't do the renovation because there was no point of committing to any renovation that will not produce the expected result. So that was why we pushed the state government to do the constructions, and gracefully, and out of their commitment to the heads of the people of Yobe State, they decided to do the construction right from scratch of new special care baby unit.
Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary of the Yobe State Hospitals Management Board, Dr. Abubakar Yerima, who received the equipment on behalf of the state government, says the donation will go a long way in closing the neonatal gap in the state.
This is something that has been haunting us, for a long period of time. We are considered to have the worst neonatal and maternal indices in this country. In fact, people are relating us to South Sudan, and Democratic Republic of Congo, which are very war-torn zones. And if we have this kind of edifice now, with this specialized kind of equipment, then we are very, very hopeful that we are going to provide the specialized care to these people. The place is called SCBU, Special Care Baby Unit. It is a care that is special. The babies are vulnerable. We don't call them as special babies. It is a care that is special. And for you to provide specialized care, you need specialized equipment, you need the adequate skilled staff in a very appropriate space and an environment to deliver the services that is available.
The Institute of Health Sciences and Technology under the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe has graduated its first set of dispensing opticians. Founded by the Chief Medical Director of the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe, Dr. Yusuf Abdullahi, the institute is the first of its kind in the northeastern part of Nigeria, with the mandate to reduce the deficit in eye care service ecosystem and bring qualitative eye care to humanity. The 50 pioneers dispensing opticians took the oath administered by Dr. Aweaka, the Registrar, Optometrist and Dispensing Registration Board of Nigeria, who encourages the graduates to embrace professionalism and eschew quackery. The joy in the atmosphere is near tangible as colorfully dressed graduates and their family members converge on the Idris Mohammed Hall of the College of Medicine, Gombe State, to mark a milestone in the state's healthcare sector. 50 pioneer students of the class of 2025 who have emerged as opticians of the Institute of Health Sciences and Technology under the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe take this solemn oath administered by the Registrar, Optometrist and Dispensing Opticians Registration Board, Dr. Edwin Aweaka. Mouth-watering prizes were then presented to graduates who distinguished themselves during their academic pursuit. These graduates shine today, but their certification has been made possible from difficult circumstances. The Chief Medical Director of the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe narrates the backstory of how the institute became a reality.
In the entire Gombe state, we had only 3 dispensing opticians. And looking at the number of people that are even attending to our healthcare and everything, and the closest center for their training is Kebbi State. Look at Gombe and look at Kebbi State. So that's what made us to really say, why can't we have a school of dispensing of tertiary in Gombe, so that it will take care of Gombe and also the northeastern part of the country.
For Dr. Edwin Aweaka, the graduation is a major leap for healthcare in Nigeria that will aid the realization of President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
At a point, there was just 2 in the whole of the state, but today we've been able to add additional 50 to that number, and that is a remarkable increase. In fact, that is going to increase the healthcare services of this state, and is also going to help them to achieve the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has graciously commissioned all the registrars to ensure that we increase the manpower of the healthcare sector. We want to ensure that that manpower is increased.
Some of the brand new opticians share their experiences and new resolve.
After my 100 level, I began to love what I'm studying because eye is life, and we learn how to prescribe medical lenses. After you prescribe medical lenses for patients, if they wear it and they felt very comfortable, they will start thanking you. And this career is not about money.
Actually, my passion is high for this chosen field, and I trust God that with this passion, I'll be able to deliver my best to the community and the nation at large.
I want to serve my community. I would like to stay in Nigeria because I'm a patriotic citizen. It's not the cause that I choose, but that's what God's plan for me, and hopefully it's the best for me now.
The Chief Medical Director of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Dr. Yusuf Abdullahi, also speaks of plans to recommend the 50 graduates to Governor Inuwa Yahaya for immediate employment, which is part of the ultimate objective of closing the staffing deficit within the healthcare ecosystem. The unity and harmonious coexistence of Gombe and the Yoruba people, spanning over 100 years, came into focus during a courtesy call by the Shonwo of Ogumosho, His Royal Majesty Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye, on Governor Inuwa Yahaya at the Executive Council chamber of the Gombe Government House. The paramount Yoruba monarch in company of the Emir of Gombe, Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, and his entourage expressed joy on meeting sons and daughters of Ogbomoso land, living in peace, economic prosperity, and finding a home away from home in Gombe State. Describing Gombe as a mini Nigeria and a home for all, Governor Yahaya highlights the essence of unity and mutual support for fellow citizens.
Gombe State Governor Inuwa Yahaya receives His Royal Majesty Gandhi Olaoye, the Shoun of Ogbomoso in Oyo State, southwest Nigeria, in company of the Emir of Gombe, Abubakar Shehu Abubakar, at the Government House. It seems like an intimate time of sharing, refreshing, fond memories of the long-standing relationship between the Yoruba people and the people of Gombe State that has stretched over a century, as the Emir of Gombe highlights the contributions of the Yoruba people to the economic growth and development of Gombe State in the northeast.
The openness and hospitality of Gombe people has been met with open-mindedness, and the stories of the Yoruba community through intermarriage, friendship, and trade will help build a society where diversity is celebrated and unity is strengthened. Today, Yoruba sons and daughters hold a political and traditional office, excelling in all spheres of life. It is a testament of the peaceful coexistence between our community that in over a century of living together, there has never been a communal conflict between the Yoruba people around the people of Gombe and the people of Gombe. This is a legacy we are proud and what we are committed to preserving to generation to come.
For the Shoun of Ogbomoso, coming to Gombe State has become a voyage of discovery of a state in the middle of the northeast, but raising the bar for growth, development and inclusion.
We should see everybody like the way we will see ourselves, so that we can treat everybody the same way. And that is number one, how to avoid conflicts. So because everybody have a sense of belonging. And that's why one of the people from Ogbomoso that I met, he said he's been here, he was born here. How old are you, sir? He said, I'm 80-something. So you've been here for 80-something? He said, yes. And so he tells me that this place, we have a lot to learn in Nigeria, not only in Gombe, not only in the northeast, but in Nigeria as a whole.
He also lauds the security infrastructure development and transformative leadership provided by Governor Inuwa Yahaya, advising that Gombe's progress should be proclaimed on the rooftops.
It needs to be known that Gombe is not what people think. You understand? It is a peaceful and a very progressive city and state that needs to be said on the rooftop, that people should know that it will, and it will start to happen, because there is a way we continuously say it, that people will say, all right, let's go and see. You understand that? You say it's all right, we will come and see. And when people see, now they can say.
Playing host to the August delegation, Governor Inuwa Yahaya, who is also the chairman of the Northern States Governors Forum, emphasizes on the unity of the country, describing Gombe as a giant compound with many rooms for all Nigerians.
We are one big family, sharing maybe different rooms in one compound with different mothers, but we believe we have one father, which is Nigeria. So you are coming home. KBSC Gombe is your home, and that you have confirmed with the reception and the numbers of people you saw living together, cohabitating in one environment for centuries and are doing well. We are proud to say that if all the remaining states of Nigeria would be like Gombe, Nigeria would have been a different country.
As Nigeria works towards more social cohesiveness, the long relationship between the Yorubas and the people of Gombe State could be a breath of fresh air and a veritable reference point for unity in diversity.
The Taraba State government and environmental specialists have raised the alarm over the impending danger and the need for urgent action against global warming. and its devastating impact on humans, especially in the northeastern part of the country. They're emphasizing that Taraba needs aggressive tree planting and other climate action to combat desertification and tackle the growing vulnerability of the arid and semi-arid states like Taraba.
Years of insurgency, conflicts between farmers and herders, communal clashes, banditry and kidnapping have been the major threats to food security and economic development of Taraba State, northeast Nigeria. Reduction of negative environmental impact of climate change and enhanced ecosystem is the rationale behind this gathering of experts, where young minds chart a way forward to mitigate the adverse impact of climate change to unlock the opportunities for sustainable development.
Our goal is to bring together experts, policymakers, and stakeholders to share knowledge, expertise, experiences, and best practices in addressing these challenges. As we gather today to discuss these pressing issues on climate change and sustainable development, we are reminded of the importance of collective action and tangible commitment.
Other stakeholders believe that Taraba State is highly susceptible to desertification, emphasizing that their project is aimed at mitigating the threats which could disrupt livelihoods. Just as the conservator of Gashaka Gumti National Park speaks on threats posed by climate change in national parks.
Taraba's unique geographic nature, spanning savanna and mountain region, makes it highly susceptible to impacts of climate change, including desertification, flooding, and soil erosion. These challenges directly threaten livelihoods, particularly for our agrarian communities who depend heavily on land.
Our work is crucial not only for the conservation of flora and fauna, but also for the well-being of future generations, as we recognize that our natural resources are inherently linked to sustainable development.
The state government says it has commenced the planting of over 2 million economic trees to foster climate resilience. Nevertheless, it believes that attitudinal change remains a key factor in enhancing climate action.
With the environment, you and I have the responsibility to think locally. What can I do in my own locality? First and foremost, we must realize the problem. Accept that there is an issue that needs to be dealt with. Accept that we can change the narratives.
Recommendations are expected to be drawn up to improve research on climate change to pave the way for innovative solutions to address the threats.
Persons with disability who are legal practitioners and members of the Nigeria Bar Association have called on states to domesticate the disability law already assented to by the federal government in order to protect the rights of persons with disability and their families. At a zonal summit held in Maiduguri, the Forum of Lawyers with Disabilities converged to advocate for inclusivity in all public programs, policies, and implementation.
It's been 5 years since the disability law took effect after its assent by the then President Muhammadu Buhari in 2018. The disability law, as assented by the federal government, addresses the challenges of the people with disabilities from all walks of life. The law protects the disabled groups against public policies considered harsh by the vulnerable groups. The Nigerian Bar Association leads the campaign for the laws to be replicated in states.
One of the particular of that law is to ensure that all public buildings have comply with access for persons living with disability, and they gave a grace period of 5 years. And if you calculate from 2019 to date, that 5 years has elapsed. So we are championing a course where all states will domesticate that law and also ensure that public buildings have great access for persons living with disability.
In its summit in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, the Forum of Lawyers with Disabilities bring together NBA, FIDA, civil society groups and development partners to discuss the challenges confronting people with disabilities.
Where there is a law protecting every citizen, by every citizen I mean both those with disabilities and those without disabilities, you have reduced crime to a large extent. You have reduced the crime rates because these persons with disabilities are women, they are children, they are men. At the end of the day, the women who have children and they are not able to take care of their children simply because there is no law and there's no enabling law that protects them. These children will be in the streets. They become street beggars. From there, they find one crime or the other that they are carrying out, that they are indulging in. And that, at the end of the day, also puts the life of every citizen in the state at risk. So you see, having the disability law is not just to protect persons with disabilities, it's also to protect every citizen in the state.
Represented by the State Solicitor General, the Borno State Commissioner for Justice says plans are on the way to send an executive bill to the State Assembly.
Part of the workshop we are doing today is to advocacy, to create awareness between members of the public, by lawyers and non-lawyers alike, so that we could make visit to the State House of Assembly, visit to government, key state government actors, so that this bill will be passed. And the benefit of this bill is very enormous, in the sense that what we are saying is, please take people with disability into consideration in whatever you're doing in government.
Several other activities at the summit centered on creating a working synergy for the smooth takeoff of the disability laws when it takes effect.
And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again next week. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.